Amis les causeurs, this is Llyane Stanfield, and today I am here to share with you the 8 techniques that you may not use when you learn French. And I'm actually looking now for the link that I had prepared. There it is. So the link to the waiting list for the immersion retreat is in the description of this video. Please click on it and put yourself on the waiting list, because the French immersion retreat that I hold is designed for every level. It is a one-on-one VIP immersion retreat, and right now I don't have any spots available. Not today, but I would like to start having a waiting list, which I haven't been doing before. And this is a way for me to see who is interested in going to Paris in an immersion retreat one-on-one, and also to offer you special offers that pertain to you specifically, because you want to go immerse in Paris, and then there are specific ways that you prepare for that. And you may, some of you may wait a second. She's not saying anything in French, and she's just telling me how to learn. Well, yeah, because I don't want you to be depending on anybody or anything. And so I don't want, I would be just completely useless if I would just do what everybody else does. I'm doing what nobody is doing, helping you to learn better and to be more solid on your feet and confident in everything that you do. And when you go to Paris, say you go in a trip to Paris, you don't have me in your pocket. You do if you come on the immersion retreat, and that's going to help you be very self-sufficient in everything that you do afterwards. But whatever it is that you do to prepare for that as well, I'm not there with you. And so the reason you're not yet in the place that you want to be is because you're not doing the things that you should do. My clients are reaching the advanced level of conversation in 12 months, from 0 to advanced level of conversation in 12 months. And so if you didn't do this yet, something is missing. And I'm here to help you find the elements that are missing, the things, at least so that you know what you should do if you want to get to that particular level in however long time you need to be. It is very unusual to hear that, but I do have clients who are speaking to this, and they have been doing this with me. And so following my guidance, you actually can do that. So imagine in 12 months, you can be an advanced level, an advanced conversationalist in Paris. And I have been experiencing this, and it's so fulfilling, and it's so amazing. And I cannot keep that for myself, because I know how long it took me for English to become a sophisticated speaker and to have the right accent and pronunciation, pronunciation. And so these same steps are the ones that you're stumbling on because you're not doing the right things. Because if you did the right things, you would not watch this video right now. So let me go quickly. This is going to be a very quick webinar, but what I do want to ask you to please, if you are intending to going on an immersion retreat in Paris, in France, wherever, Francophone place, please put yourself on the waiting list. The link is in the description of this video. And so I will be able to know that you're looking for that, and you will have specific direction to get you there in the amount of time that you're looking for. So I'm going to share with you the techniques that you may not use. And those techniques are all of them used in Jeu à l'intensif, which, by the way, it's intensive, and it can be as intensive as you want. Everything that I do is customized 100%. My immersion retreat is customized based on what you want to see, what you want to experience. Your immersion retreat, if you come to me, will not be like anybody else's. And the intensive program, same thing. There are people who finish my intensive program in 3 months. There are people who finish my intensive program in 2 years. It's really your call. Once I know what you intend, I am your guide to get there in the set amount of time, and with the set amount of resources that you plan for yourself. So just remember, these techniques are techniques that are not shared with by anybody else. My method is a very different method from everybody else's. I created it this way because why would I want to compete with anybody? I mean, if things don't work for you with the resources out there, then I am here to come with a different approach that covers something that you didn't tackle yet. So the first technique, the daily routine, is so important. What is your daily routine? And I should probably, sorry, I have some notes that are not showing right now. Okay, so your daily routine. First, you need to know why you want to learn French, and make it so that, and I'm sharing in my daily, now I have this series for the immersion people, for the immersion retreat people who are interested in immersion. I am sharing that. I just want to add some things on how exactly to do it. So if you have followed my daily videos, and if you haven't, come on the waiting list in the immersion retreat waiting list, and I'm going to share with you the playlist of all these daily videos that I do. And so I do want to put all of these techniques together today quickly. So why do I want to learn French is so important to know, and it has to be something that's very sensual, as in like sensual, not sexual, but sensual, as in like related to your senses. It has to be, I like what that smells, I like how that looks, I like how that sounds, I like how that tastes. So put that as your most important thing, whichever is that's most important for you. And that's going to tell you whether you are an auditory, visual, or other kind of learner. That's so important to you, because you are going to be able to choose the learning materials based on that. So if you're not kind of learner, you are, and what motivates you most. I'm a visual person, for instance. Everything pretty, I'm like the moth to the flame. That's it, I'm done. You may be different, or even if you're visual, something different may attract you. Colors, I don't know. You have to decide that for yourself. And find your patterns. And so the technique number one is your daily routine. Find your own way that works best for you. And for that, you really need to observe yourself. You really need to take notes, daily notes. I get this better when. I'm performing better when this happens. I'm performing worse when this happens. But put them on the paper. Really put them on the paper. Learning French is like learning to sing or to play an instrument, or like a sport. It really is. It has little to do with the left brain. Left brain just gives us the information, just like notes for music. I cannot sing if I don't know the notes, but it's not a song if I only don't know the notes. Do you see? That's exactly what that is. So I need to know the notes, which are the words and everything. But, however, you know full well, even in music, there are songs that are so simple, and yet, like Beatles. The Beatles have the simplest songs, and they're the most popular. So what that means is, you don't, to translate that into French, you don't need a huge vocabulary to create a fantastically compelling communication and clear. which is the Beatles, versus any other very complex music which didn't quite do as well, which is like probably most of the music, if you think about it, really. And so that would be your first technique that I'm so big in, because it gives so much, so great results. Technique number 2, and I want to put them together, but please do watch my daily videos. So it's the committed impulse technique. So it's listening, the way we listen. And please don't go for these, oh my God, this is so demonetized. I hear about listening and being in the moment like every single day. Yeah, okay, good. People are making money off of that. I'm not. This is free stuff that I'm telling you right now. And what I'm saying is that listening is a different listening when we just listen the way that we've been used to listen. And because our brain is always protecting us, we always are thinking of what am I going to say next, because otherwise I'm going to be embarrassed socially, and that's going to be painful. And so that's the reason we are preparing what we're going to say instead of actually listening. The listening for a language is the listening from the other's person's perspective. Put yourself in their shoes, see the world through their eyes, and that's how you are going to be able to emulate what they do. And that's huge. Like, this is right there, like a golden like nugget. Technique number 3. Okay. Technique number 3, yes. That pertains to the way we operate, literally pronouncing French. So split words into the syllables, extend your vowels, speak more like a cat than like a dog, right? So English is more like the way the dog walks, and French is more like the way the cat walks. That's what gives it that sensual, sexy, romantic connotation or flavor. But do that, right? Don't be shy about it. And even if you're shy outside of your home, at least practice it in your home. Eventually you're going to get so much more comfortable and eventually very confident. Technique number 4. Technique number 4. I'm waiting for my browser. Technique number 4. Yeah, technique number 4. Always make your examples, your practice about your own experience. Don't just put words together. Be such that you make a story out of any words that come to you to visit your life. So if I'm learning about one word, or I'm learning a sentence structure, or I'm learning a verb, make that about you. Make everything about yourself. Be very selfish. Make it about your own art. Is an art. And so make the sentences about things that you've already experienced, that you have attachment, like emotional attachment to it, because this is the secret to gather more vocabulary. Not running words, list of words. I have someone who came to me learning 100 words a day. Do you think that she was actually remembering them in conversation? No, but she was doing her job, right? She was doing the best she could, and I'm here to show you what is the best that works. Technique number 5 is, my browser chooses to not work. Okay. Technique number 5, deep practice. I cannot talk more, emphasize this more. Deep practice is a technique that is used by highly performant artists, sportsmen, anything that has to do with performance. Deep practice is a technique that is not known outside of high performance, and it means to practice 10 times slower, and that helps you memorize 10 times faster. Meaning, when I pronounce this way, my mouth knows exactly every single pixels and each muscle that is used in order to pronounce those words. Brain would pick it up. It's just like zooming into an image. Brain sees all the pixels, and when you zoom out, you get all the crispest, most complete picture. Meaning, when you eventually speak faster, you will speak correctly rather than speaking faster because I don't know what to do. I'm just going to get it over with because, oh my God, there's some words there. It sounds kind of like this. And that's kind of what most people do. Don't take me wrong. I'm very guilty of it. I'm learning Italian, Spanish, and German. So I observe myself. I notice that I do that. But I always slow myself down. Slow yourself down. Slow yourself down. Cannot emphasize this. Probably this is the skill number 1 that I am teaching all my clients. I believe we are at number 6. So technique number 6 that I would like you to remember. Sense memory. This is huge for pronunciation. Sense memory is not taught out there. Everybody knows about muscle memory, but before we have muscle memory, we need to have sense memory. Meaning what? When I'm saying a word, I have to be very attentive inside of my mouth. How does it feel when I say it right? How does it feel when I say it wrong? And the way to actually, and that is the only help I have out there in the world. You don't have me to correct you. If you're my client, you don't have me in your pocket to correct you. Yeah, that sounds right. No, that sounds wrong. You don't. But when I say to you, this sounds right and this sounds wrong. Oh yeah, now it sounds right. The only witness, the only help that you have, the cricket that you have ever for your pronunciation is how you feel in your mouth. And so if you get to know that, then practicing with that attention focused on how it feels in your mouth, then this is how you are, this is how you are focusing your attention, and this is how you are able to correct yourself. Huge. And this was number 6. 2 more and we're done because I don't want to be late. Okay, number 7. Technique number 7. Rephrasing. Huge. If I have a word that it doesn't come to me in English, or English is not my mother tongue, but I'm speaking as you. So in my mother tongue, I'm going to easily jump into another kind of word, right? So I'm going to say with other words. God forbid for that to happen in my acquired language because I'm going to die of shame. Why is that? I don't know. We're humans and we do that. We're getting embarrassed. We are so hard on ourselves. But if we have, we draw a blank in our mother tongue, it's like, oh, gee, I'm drawing a blank. Well, okay, I want to say this, or I'm just changing the story altogether. Rephrasing means using simple words to express what that word, it doesn't have to be complicated or anything, it just doesn't come to me, that meant, right? So just explain around that word that doesn't come to me and say it instead, rather than making it a big deal. Oh my God, I don't have vocabulary. Make it much simpler and talk around it and focus on your story. Of course, if you're very beginner, you do need to learn a few words, basic words, but the art of rephrasing is something that most people are very shy about. And even if we are mastering it in our mother tongue. And technique number 8, which is probably a little bit of talking to something that I've said before, slowing down. You need to slow down. I have no issues now slowing down in English. Oh my God, have I ever had issues. But it takes a while for us to discover that persona that we create in another language. Don't forget that. In another language, we always create a different persona that we have in our mother tongue. And each language gives us a completely different persona. And it does take time. Like an actor has to prepare for months a role well, and they focus only on that role. And they know that they're creating a persona. That's what they do. They create a character. Most people don't understand the fact that when they're speaking another language, they are creating a character. We're creating a character, and it takes time for us to fill in those shoes. So slow down. Be merciful with yourself. Slow down, because your main goal is to be clear. Your main goal is to have bread to eat, a roof over your head, and some comfort or even pleasure. So if you can communicate those things, your job is done. Now, how can you communicate even better? That's just practicing conversation a little more. And as you do, you become better at it. Is that something that you feel that is an impediment? Well, we are in a digital era. You can always find someone to make conversation. Be careful who you make conversation with, though. And I'm here, so you can always make conversation with me. I hope that this is helpful. I just wanted to put all the techniques together. Please put yourself on the waiting list for the Immersion Retreat, VIP one-on-one. Check it out. Ask me for resources. I'm more than happy to create more. This is what I do differently from everybody else. I create something specifically to you. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you next time. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.